how can you understand or discern who is good for you if you're not even where or who you are yet? Okay. Especially when you're going through massive changes. Like, for example, if you are in a space in your life where, you know, you're trying to level up, you're trying to elevate, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get a better job, you're trying to conquer something, you're essentially, what you're doing is you are embracing behaviors and characteristics that you would need to get to this new phase in your life, right? And until you have conquered that, you are essentially a different person. And that's why sometimes when you meet people in transitions in life, things become a little bit confusing, and it's really going to just be nothing more than a distraction. And on top of that, you can't really judge whether the situation is good for you because you are not who you are needing to be. You haven't fully embraced and conquered the necessary actions on your part to get to where you need to be. So how can you even judge or understand who's good for you? And I find sometimes, you know, when you get talking to people or you whatever, I find sometimes until you have that to-do list, until you have those goals, until you have whatever this is that you need to be doing, until you have that done, most connections, not all, and I'll touch on that here in a second, most connections are honestly just going to drain the life out of you, and they're going to be nothing more than a distraction, and when you can really just go straight through. Okay, so, you know, I'm realizing the best of friends are friends that respect your space, right? If you can't message back instantly, if you can't hang out all the time, if whatever, like the best of friends are people that really respect your space, especially when you're trying to do something, work on something. You know, if you're meeting new love, for example, the best connections are people that just respect your space. But still, you got to be careful, especially when it comes to love and finding a partner, like a life partner. How can you understand who's good for you if you're not even the person you're moving toward yet? Okay, because we literally change. Okay, our representation changes, our body changes, our mentality changes, our desires change when we get to a new level. Your main goal is to be your best self, right? To get those things done, those inner desires that maybe you don't even really tell people, right? And until you do that, nothing else, like everything is really just an outlet. Everything is a distraction. You also want to pay attention to the thought processes that people and connections bring out in you, right? And how productive that is to your future. Because just because you can relate to something, just because you can bond with something, doesn't mean it's nurturing energy for your soul, right? You want to pay attention to the thought processes, the energy things bring out in you. You need to address whether this is productive for you on a soul level, right? You also need to kind of take a look at your connections in life, your behaviors in life, even. If you don't have any friends, it still correlates. You just apply it to yourself. Pay attention to what you're putting your energy into, and take a look at the past few days, past few weeks, past few years, and ask yourself how that may have sabotaged you or how that may have delayed, you know, becoming who you really need to be. And we're always becoming and thriving and growing. Okay, so I'm not saying that once you're there, that's it. Okay, but it's really, really difficult to be able to understand, you know, those in the deep connections and be able to kind of know whether it's good for you if you're not even who you are needing to be. Okay, I don't know, it's really deep, and it's like you get it if you get it. If you don't worry about it. But it's kind of, you'll feel it, right? You'll feel it. And again, just because you can relate with people, just because you can, you know, understand and appreciate and whatnot, doesn't necessarily mean it deserves all your energy. And sometimes you find friends that are just awesome, right? Because they give you space, they give you time, they don't have a temper tantrum just because you're not responding right away. Or, you know, sometimes you find really cool people, you know what I mean, where it doesn't really cause too much impact. But you yourself need to check on things and check yourself too in regards to how much energy you're outpouring into the external, rather than pouring it into that to-do list, or pouring it into yourself, pouring it into your soul. Because yeah, I realize that, you know, we are isolated sometimes, and we are put in positions sometimes so we can be blessed with that time and pressure and stress to be able to get things done. Okay, and in those crucial moments, the universe will send you temptation, will send you things that are hitting your vulnerability points. Okay, it's not divine, it's just distractions. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I love you guys, and all the best.